Cool, let's go for the taste.
Yeah.
So it took us like only like what, 3 hours to do this? Looks so yummy though.
Work on that.
And timing, it's actually like almost 3:30 for lunch.
Yeah, it's normal for me to have lunch at 3.
Yeah, it's normal for me as well, but just considering, especially when I'm cooking for other people, I'm
Yeah,
learning
for
like,
sure.
it's like, when I first started dating my girlfriend Celine,
Yeah.
I would cook for dinner and she'd be eating at like 10:30.
No way.
Yeah, I know.
And go to
I'm
bed
not-
at what?
I'm a lot better now, but it just means I have to start cooking at like 5,
Start your
5,
prep
6.
early.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm learning.
Okay.
Anyways, let's go for the taste. Exciting. Smells that Balado kind of citrusy. I can definitely taste the, smell the
Yeah,
terasi.
lime and terasi.
I've chosen good pasta for this as well. It's more of a bite.
Yeah.
How's your gluten-free?
I haven't tried the pasta yet. But the eggplant is nice. Thick and juicy.
Really good, very good.
Is it better than last time?
I'd say better than last time. It is definitely a lot more spicier though.
Yeah, I feel like the last time we made it is sweeter. It's more tomato-y. This one is more Balado. You think?
I'd say this is more authentic,
Yeah.
given the spiciness. I'd say the mint garnish actually works out quite well.
Yeah, it's nice.
Very nice. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. I think this is ready to go to the market. So I'm actually going to sell this for all the audience. This is for anyone that living in Sydney. I'm going to actually sell this. This is pasta alla norma, aka Balado, that we pretty much created. I thought I just want to sell this on limited time for purchase order, and and see if people like it as well.
Yeah, for sure. I don't see why anyone wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
Unless they don't like spicy.
Which, that's what I'm trying to do. I think it's a good segue to what I'm trying to do with my venture, my home cooking business. Like, I want to make it made with love, as you say. Like, what that means is my friends and family. I want to cook every single one of the dish as if I'm cooking it for my friends and family. And most of my customers, like you, is like actually my friends and family anyway.
Yeah.
That means adjusting, to their, actually customizing it to their flavor. So like if they're like it's sweeter, more oily, more salty, less chili, more chili. Eventually to like allergies, I've got like friends who like can't eat particular things. Like I've got like you, gluten, exactly. So we're making a gluten version. I would love to make this like vegetarian as well. So maybe cut out the belacan piece, the fermented shrimp paste, and mixing it with something else.
Yeah,
But
like
at the same time,
fermented soybean.
we'll see. Yeah, so that's essentially it. But it's also, I guess, a good reminding me on like, so just a bit of context for the audience. I approached you for to create some of my logos. You're a UX designer and a graphic designer. Is that where you put it? Okay.
Yeah.
So graphic designer, and you're creating my logo. You're creating like even my slogan, made with love. And I thought it's a good opportunity for you to like just talk about a little bit about like why you chose to become a graphic designer, and what's sort of like your inspiration, where they come from.
Well, I think I found my passion in graphic design when I was young. I started young because I remember when I was about 10 years old, my cousin, who was a little older than me, she actually told me about Photoshop. So it started way back, like I'm 30 now, so 20 years ago, my hobby was, creating artwork in Photoshop. and I identify myself as a creative person. I love expressing myself through artwork and just being creative in general, which is also why I love cooking, because it also allows me to express myself through cooking, right? You feel the same?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I would actually consider it as art.
Art, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So,
Okay.
coming back to graphic design. So yeah, my passion started young, and I've just been creating artwork in Photoshop since then.
Yeah.
So it's become a hobby, and I knew then that I wanted to make it a career.
And you've done graphic design before. Like, what do you think of, like, you know, working as a graphic designer? What are your, like, sort of most rewarding like memories, like most rewarding memories, and what would you say is like your challenges?
Full on job interview.
Sorry, I'm like, this is my, sorry, a little bit of background. I'm actually from banking, so like the way I talk is like very like, you know, it's a bit like rigid in a sense, but it's like it comes from banking. It's not like because I'm like,
exactly.
oh, this is me being serious. It's just like it's who I am.
I actually gave him a warning. I was like, please do not make this interview style, because like I'll freeze. We just talk like we talk over dinner or
Yeah, true.
Whoa.
Okay, well, we're at lunch, we're talking, and we're talking about like, yeah. So yeah, I want to talk about a couple of things. Like, firstly, like, you know, like that's the side I actually ask you about a lot, because like, you know, who asks your friends about like, oh, tell me about your job, you know, tell me about like what inspires you and stuff. But I'm actually genuinely interested where people get inspiration and why they actually want to do what they want to do. Because I kind of just fell into banking. I kind of just go like, yep, that's what I want to do. My parents think it's a good job, and you know, when you're 18, you don't really know what you want to do, but like someone like you clearly kind of like know this is kind of like the industry you want to get into. Why do you think that is?
Well, like I said, it's already a hobby for me, and like I have this talent, I have the skills, so why not help others? Like obviously every business needs graphics. Yeah. Like, you know, logos, I don't know, flyers, brochures, websites. So yeah, I like helping people, and I just, you know, I kept in mind, like, you know, when I work, I just want to help those as well, like around, like close to me.
Yeah. Which is like pretty, I'd say that's kind of a bit of a like a light bulb moment for me. Like when I told you that you know, I asked your help if you know you can do my logos for me, and your eyes kind of lit up because you talked about your work before. You know, you worked in a company before, and I felt like you always. I get a sense that you're actually genuinely interested in becoming a graphic designer, but there was just that little bit piece of missing where you're like, yeah, look, I love my job, but like there's just that missing piece.
Because I need to create something meaningful, and actually my previous job was quite alright, because like I work for an industry that I'm passionate about as well. Like, you know, I'm into gym and fitness and all that, so I really liked my job, but it was lacking that meaning like, well, how do you say it, like a meaning to it.
Yeah, like a higher purpose.
Cause a higher purpose to it. Cause like, you know, I was just designing for the company what they needed, but it's not necessarily connected to my values and you know what I mean. Yeah. Although that, you know, it's still my passion, so I was genuinely interested and I loved what I did, but yeah, it's just lacking that, you know, purpose and meaning.
Yeah. Like, I'd say, you know, it's a learning journey for us as well. Like, even just asking you and like discovering that kind of like helps me find what I want to go, which direction I want to go with sort of this like home cooking stuff. And it's also like kind of around the same line. I think that's kind of the similarities and the recurring themes. It's like, it has to be towards like a person that means something to you, and like, and I want this to be like, I don't want just to be serving to another customer that I don't know about. That's not the goal,
or like
right?
Just working at some random kitchen or a random restaurant. And just become like a robot, pretty much, just like cooking non-stop.
Yeah, And you have experience as a cook as well.
Yeah,
you know,
I
like
did. So I worked before I worked in graphic design. I actually worked as a chef for a couple of years. I actually enjoyed it, but I realized it wasn't like a career for me.
Why's that?
I much prefer cooking in the comfort of my own home. I like taking my time, and you know, when I'm not stressed, it's when I cook well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like.
Which is something I learned from you actually, because
Yeah.
I'm learning that like when I'm stressed, I'm not cooking my best.
Exactly, because you take the focus out of it, but you know, like you can't just get a.
Actually, one of my customers in my previous dish with
Yeah.
different doing, like I was like rushing and she had a meeting at 5:30 and I feel actually quite bad because she said it still tastes good,
Yeah.
but because I know I was rushing, when that kira comes in,
Yeah.
I'm not like fully present.
Yeah,
so I think I
exactly.
made it too salty. It wasn't enough like, you know, moist.
Exactly,
You know?
you lose track of like
Yeah.
what you have put in the dish and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
You take the love out of
That's
the
right.
cooking.
There's no love.
There's
Exactly.
no
It's just
love.
become like
It's
mechanical. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like stressful and it becomes just like a job.
Yeah.
And that's what it is, right? At the end of the day, like whether it's graphic design, whether it's cooking or whatever it is, like it's about the love.
Yeah,
you
it's
make.
about the love. Yeah, it has to have meaning to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I think we share that in common,
Yeah.
which is good.
And I think, well, that's why you got people like me who actually want to venture out and actually sell my dishes and steal your skills.
I'm more than happy to help you.
But how would you say, like, because you're also like someone who is quite like, prioritize your fitness and well-being, and lately you've been going into like eating right as well. Like, how would you say like you incorporating that sort of in this, like, I guess your venture on like graphic design or whether it's cooking or whether anything really? Have you given some thought to like how would you do that?
In terms of eating well. Eating well and graphic design doesn't really mix.
Yeah, I know, right? But like, I wonder if you've even thought about it, because like.
No, to be honest, I haven't. Because like only recently I've started this whole eating well, gut health. I'm getting to gut health.
Yeah,
I know how much it affects your health.
Yeah.
But this is only recent.
Yeah.
I've been guilty of not eating healthy in the past.
Well, we all right now we're eating something probably not
this
that
is
healthy.
probably not too healthy. I mean, once in a while, it's not that bad. I don't think it's as bad as like having a piece of, I don't know, having a bucket of fried chicken.
Of course not.
Yeah, it's different.
So we actually met each other, like for our audience as well, we actually met each other at Raveing. So raving is, for those who don't know, it's a very like niche term, like raving. What's raving? It's going to festivals, and it's a specific type of festival that's quite like, it's like in a dark room. I'm not selling this at all.
It doesn't sound so good.
Yeah, it's like it's in a dark room, and it's like the music's loud. But okay, I don't know if I told you, for the first maybe 23 of my life, I would never consider going raving or festival.
Same.
I would be like completely against it, right?
Same.
But then, like, obviously I've gone through some dark times in my life,
Yeah.
and then like, I'm like, you know what? I want to live life to the fullest, and then like living life to the fullest means like maybe giving this thing a go, like going to a festival, right?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, what was your like? What changed it for you going to a festival?
Sorry, let me
It's alright.
chew my food first. It was when I moved to Sydney in 2014. I pretty much knew no one. I was just alone. So it was one day I decided to go to Stereosonic 2014. My first and last. Stereo.
I went too. I went
That
for,
was so
2 days.
good. That was so good.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just decided to give it a go. I went with my pastry school friends.
Yeah.
And then I also happened to meet someone who introduced me to the trans scene.
Yeah.
So that's what started it for me, I guess. Like at first I was like, what is this trance music?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm new to the scene. I didn't know anything. It felt so foreign and weird to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like I just decided to let go of everything and just decided to experience it for once.
Yeah.
And that was the night that changed my life forever.
Do you remember what song was playing?
I know.
What was it?
It was John O'Callaghan's set. It started when he started playing "Find Yourself."
Oh, I can't.
I know. It's so cheesy right now. But that was the first song. Like, you know, it was so memorable. I think I might not be here on the phone, but I recorded it, and that was
it's like, I found myself.
Yeah,
I found God.
Exactly. And then he started playing other songs like what was it? The dark one. The dark remix.
Exactly.
No. Find Yourself, and then I forgot the name. See, this is the thing with trance songs. There's so many of them.
Yeah.
You can't even remember them at the top of your head. But
like, what a great start to like.
Yeah.
I guess your trance career, if you want to put it that way, because
Yep.
like, he's pretty much the best. I think he's the best trance DJ.
Yeah,
Like,
John O'Callaghan.
He's consistent, right? He's been
he's
like
consistently good.
Yeah.
There's never a bad set from him.
Yes.
Maybe some better than the others, but
Never
he's
shit.
always good. He's never shit. Remember that time we went to Paradigm as well?
Oh my god, I was gonna just talk about that actually. Like, I was like, because at the time, so we went to Melbourne and then like we went together to this rave thing, right? And then in the background in Sydney, my roommate Nick at the time is about to move out, and my new roommate Don is about to move in. And Nick's favorite song was "I Don't Deserve You" by
John O'Callaghan remix.
John O'Callaghan remix. That, but his one is actually Giuseppe's, but John O'Callaghan remix. We were listening to John O'Callaghan, and that music came on, and then Nick and Don sent me a photo of like them together, and I started crying.
Oh really? You cried? I didn't see you
I was
crying.
like, oh no, like what a timing.
Oh, but that was such a good event. Actually, that has to be on one of the top on my list.
Same, cause I remember we met this like Singaporean guy, and he was like stupid like buckling rain. It was cold.
Yeah.
And then the guy goes, it's these ones that you will always remember, cause like it's like we felt absolutely miserable.
Yeah.
It was like cold as.
Yeah, cold, and we were like soaked, right?
You were soaked, and we're like kind of like bunched up into this like little tent.
Everyone was just running into it. Yeah.
But look, I think like that's sort of like where I concluded with raving. Like, you know, people like to have a lot of like bad stigma with like raving, and I'd like to actually like give it a bit of a like shed a bit of a light of what it is actually. Because it's like I met some of my closest friends, like you, like closest friends to raving, and like it's not about the music. The music's great. You kind of like, you know, you find like home and you find like comfort with it, but it's also about like the feeling of being together.
Yeah.
And like I went raving like when it was probably wasn't the best time of my life.
Yeah.
But then like you kind of like just for this like period moment of time, you find like whatever it is, you can just let go and like whatever problems you have.
Your soul.
Yes.
Yes, like it's, I don't know, it's such an undescribable feeling.
It's a feeling. It's not
it's
like
a feeling. Yes, it's so hard to explain it to people who haven't experienced it, don't you think?
Yeah.
I mean, the rave scene has some bad connotations to it. I mean, it can be.
It's all about intentions, man. At the end, if you're gonna go there and like you're just gonna be like, oh yeah, I just want to get here and just escape from my problems, then you're probably not doing it for the right reasons. But if you go in there, going for a good time, you know, you're kind of just like experiencing and like celebrating life.
Yeah.
It's like you have the best time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, when did it start for you? What year?
It's about the same time actually, 2013,
oh, really?
2014.
So you were a late bloomer as well.
Yeah, so a bit of a late bloomer for me. Like I said, I always kind of like, nah, that's not for me. You know, it seems like It's from like all that like societal sort of conditioning, kind of like, it's not for
yeah.
me, you know. There's a bunch of like people that I wouldn't want to associate myself with, but when like you're there, the people that you meet there, it's actually like, these are the people that's not actually judging.
Yes, that's what I feel. I feel like the rave community in general, they're not as judgy. Well, I mean, I'm not speaking for everyone, but in general, you know, it's all about, you know, plur, PLUR. It's all about love and connection.
For sure.
And it's the music that, you know, gets you together, like the love of the
Yeah.
same music.
Yeah, like the thing is like I was like sharing like a trance song. It was a Factor B song, and to a friend of mine, and she's like, "Oh, what's this? So cheesy and stuff." But then she'd also made a comment which made me realize you have to be there in the moment that changed your life, basically. To go like, this is why I like the music. Because every time you listen to trance music now, you're kind of like associating this music, and it takes you back to that memory of where you first fell in love with it. While if people never experience that, I find, you know, it's just noise to them.
Yes. Yes. And these memories stay on with you forever. You listen to a song and it instantly takes you back in time. And that exact moment it played at the rave. And that feeling you had while that song was playing.
Yeah, for sure. No, like it's like kind of like, you know, a bit of a happy place for me. And it's a shame, like, you know, like with COVID, it's just not there anymore. Like
yeah.
That's what's been missing.
But I mean, we can always play songs at home and still relive those memories, I guess.
Well, it's not the same, you know, like
just being around these people.
Yeah, and I feel like it's something that we need now, especially after lockdown. I'm not like there's concern around like, you know, COVID. That's why I could say like once, especially maybe December, you know, we can get together again. I'd say why not?
Next year, maybe next year.
Yeah, like maybe next year, like, you know, I'm getting too old for that stuff. I know you'd say that too.
Me too, yeah.
But
I feel like I don't have the energy anymore. Well, not like every so often at least.
Yeah.
Like how we used to do it, like 3 days in a row.
But look, you know, so I started partying with my friends, Nick and Joey, and we actually went overseas together to party.
Yeah.
As single boys at the time.
Yeah.
And then what Joey would always go, I've got one more. There's one more in me. So I think we've got one more in you. Just one last one.
Yeah, good times,
Maybe.
good times.
Maybe. Anyways, I think we should wrap this up. So I guess I want to close off just giving you, you know, inviting you to like, just if anyone want to reach out to you about, maybe it's about UX, talk about trance, talk about well-being, fitness, where they can find you.
Yeah, I do have Instagram. Find me on Jesslyn T.
Jesslyn T.
That's my handle.
And
yeah, I pretty much just use Instagram these days.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So I will provide the details on the description. And DM us. Don't be shy. See you guys.
Thank you for listening.